Oof, 4 days of G1Climax30 are in the books. They've been anything but predictable, as my bracket has been heavily busted, but I still believe in my fears for each block to win, as well as what I might believe is going to win it all. With that being said, it was a wild day 4. Let's talk about it. Hello, everybody. Good evening, good morning, good night, konnichiwa to you all. My name is Noah Foster, and I am just a simple man bringing you once again continued coverage of G1 Climax 30 on our quest to see who will be the one. Today, of course, we'll be doing a simple take on day 4 of action, as well as previewing day 5. It's nice to know we got a break now till Sunday morning, because this is exhausting. As I come to you now, just getting off work. 7:47 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Thursday night, September 24th. With that being said, let's go ahead and get right into the action. So our opening match, it was Yoda Tsuji versus Uya Umera. Now, of course, the Young Lions, Yoda Tsuji, Uya Umera representing NJPW Dojo, and Gabriel Kidd representing the LA Dojo, they are having their own unconventional, unofficial type G1 run to see who could get the most singles wins during this month-long G1 tour. And as the score stands, each man, they were at 1 point. This is a breaking point. One of these men has to lose. One of these men have to win. Yoda Tsuji, Baby Yoda, as I like to call him. Uyemura, they had a strong showing, good stiff exchanges. In the end, though, what really turned the match into Tsuji's favor, by the way, was a wicked spear. Damn! About broke Uyemura in half. And following that, he basically got the win within 10 minutes with a Boston Crab. Pretty good stuff here as Yoda Tsuji now. He goes up to 2 points while Gabriel Kidd and Uyemura, they are both right now at 1. As Milano plays, I look at Chris Charlton's Twitter for the translations. Milano and Mikey, apologize if I screwed up your name this. They basically were saying, ever since Tsuji's birthday, he seems to act more maturely, carries himself like a 27-year. Milano's like, I mean, just look at his perm. I mean, I was gonna say just look at him, babyface. He looks even younger. You remember when he had like a beard, a goatee combo? That's all gone. It's kind of weird to think about. I'm surprised no one has made a meme yet about like Baby Yoda. Anyway, that being said, Tsuji, effective spear, effective ending, effective match. And right now the score stands. Tsuji is 2-1. Kidd is 1-1. Uyemura is 1-2. Ooh. And to think, this guy wants to take on the king. You gotta prove yourself, kid, but you got a long way to go, and I think you can bounce back. But we'll have to wait and see how this action continues to go about. With that being said, let's go ahead and continue on into G1 Climax action, as it was B Blocku in action this time, as we start off with Hiroki Goto versus Kotsuka Sanada. Now, both of these men at this point, they needed a win, as they were both coming in here with 0 points, especially after what happened to Sanada. Good gosh. This was a really good back and forth match, counter for counter, move for move. At one point, in the midpoint of the match, it looked like finally Sanada was going to win when he locked in Skull End, but Hiroki Goto, he endured and made it to the bottom rope. And then we get Okibai Yabure, which is Ujikaroshi from Sanada, which really surprised me because usually Hiroki Goto goes for the Ujikaroshi, almost like a modified GTW in some cases. You could definitely tell both men right now, they were not going in here 100%. I think Sanada was not going in 100% psychologically. There's a reason why Toriano's theme is called intoxicated. And then, of course, Hiroki Goto, his right arm was heavily worked over in his previous match with Kenta. And with that being said, we move on and focus more on this match. And somehow, Sanada, he tries to, do what he does for his master. He goes for that moonsault, crashes and burns. And I don't know where Hiroki Goto, he bounces back with some stiff shots, a stiff kick, and he finally pulls off GTW, followed up by, at the end, GTR. And to my surprise, Hiroki Goto, he got the win here. 1, 2, 3. And I must say, this result kind of surprises me. But hey, it was a good, strong showing by both men. If Sanada did lose, at least it was an effective, strong, went the distance, professional wrestling match, and not just a game of madness. But it's sad to say right now that Sanada, he has still 0 points. But hey, Goto's got 2 points. This match went a little over 10 minutes. GTR, very effective. But I still wonder, what is the state of Hiroki Goto's arm? Is it really going to recover during this? Not to mention his lower back, as Sanada was working on that. But Sanada, you got to pull things together here, man. And with that being said, we'll see what happens next for both these men. Moving on from there, we go into, Jesus freaking almighty. The ace of New Japan, Hiroshi Tanahashi, he took on Toru Yano. And at this point, if you're taking on Toru Yano, I'm pretty sure after you're done taking him on, you'll just want to go drink. This match was, as I expected, conventional. Oh, who am I kidding? Unconventional, ridiculous, and wild. First off, at the very beginning, the AC seemed very calm, level-headed as Toru Yano tries to get him to go out of the ring. But basically, this is seeing what you have to do to try and beat Yano. Period. As Yano literally goes outside the ring and says, "Oh yeah, oh yeah," but Tanahashi just stays in the ring and just goes like, "No, in here, in here." I think he exercised the #1 rule, in my opinion, against Toru Yano. You don't go outside the ring with this man. Eventually, Toru Yano, he literally was about to get counted out, and he runs up to the ring as the H just, he just air guitars. And then there's a little bit of in-ring action. Toru Yano actually tries and get a roll-up in, doesn't quite get it. And then the Ace tries to play Toru Yano's game of literally taking off the turnbuckle pad. Did not work out so well. And then Toru Yano, he takes off the turnbuckle pad. And basically, Toru Yano, he gives the turnbuckle pad to Tanahashi. That's the biggest impromptu air guitar I've ever seen. That gives Toru Yano a chance to try and outperform him. Doesn't work out. Eventually, these two, they go to the outside of the ring. Oh boy. And then things start breaking down from there as we continue action on the outside of the ring, and he literally Irish whips the Ace to the barricade. Toru Yano, he has the most dangerous weapon in the game, apparently, a roll-up tape. Gah! And I thought we were going to get some sort of crazy repeat here, like taping the barricade. I'm surprised he didn't try and go after his hair. With that being said, Ace outsmarted Toru Yano and literally takes the tape after literally earlier in the match, I might add, literally Tristan shouting the turnbuckle pad Toru Yano was holding. I thought that was pretty funny. He blindfolds Toru Yano with the tape, literally wrapping the tape around his face and his eyes and his head. And as Toru Yano tries to find his way back into the ring and almost doesn't, he does get back into the ring, and the Ace tries to follow up on that. You think he would just get a quick win now, like off of, I don't know, another Tristan Sound or a Sling Blade. Nope. Somehow Toru Yano, he just walks around, and maybe he just heard stuff. I'm surprised he heard anything with how loud he talks. Good God. And literally, he does grab the ref at one point, prevents Tanahashi from causing any further damage, and then pushes the ref into Tanahashi. Tanahashi moves the ref out of the way. Ref doesn't see it. A dreaded freaking low blow. And ladies and gentlemen, while completely blindfolded, Toru Yano rolled up and pinned Hiroshi Tanahashi. 1, 2, 3. What the hell is happening? So, Hiroshi Tanahashi right now is 0-2 in the G1, and Toru Yano's a block leader with 4 points. What world am I living in? The fact that Toru Yano literally could be a Tokyo Dome main event? What? I understand comedy and wrestling, but give me a break. Rest in peace, Meiji in Oakland. I just can't believe that this happened. And of all ways, he was blind. Blind! And he still got the freaking win. I don't believe this. Somebody's got to stop Toru Yano. Hell, I'll put evil on this at this point. Someone's got to stop this guy. Anyway, moving on from there, we go into our cleaning and disinfecting break with the fun music that I like but don't know the name anyway. You get the idea. I really do enjoy that music. Almost encourages me to organize my wrestling shirts, which I'm working on, but when you got over 40 of them and not enough time with work and college, what are you going to do? Anyway, as we come back from cleaning and mission break, action really picks up in these last 3 matches. We start off with Juice Robinson, the flamboyant Freddie Mercury, versus Kenta. And the way I see it in this match, there were definitely 2 feints coming into play. Not only was their first ever singles encounter, but Kenta has that right certificate to the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship currently held by a ghost of Juice Robinson's past, Jon Moxley. And in my opinion, if Juice Robinson did get the win in this match, he should have a right to challenge for that certificate. Let's go ahead and talk about this match. So it really started off slow. Kenta's momentum and pace as he controlled, the pace of the match. Didn't really let Juice get any momentum. When Juice finally started getting momentum with one single jab, he went immediately out to the ring. And then Kenta followed up by trapping him in the ropes, couple kicks, and then from the top rope, drops the knee on him. Ouch. And Kenta basically continues to work the lower back of Juice Robinson and maintain control of him, literally keeping him in rest holds in the middle of the ring, thus slowing down the momentum. as this really got under Juice's nerves, you can imagine. He finally pulls off a power move with a slide slam, and then we do get some subtle jabs, followed by DDT. But then Kenta, of course, he capitalizes by literally jabbing Juice Robinson in the eyes and scoop slamming him. Following that, we get a Fisherman Buster and then a diving lariat by Juice Robinson. And then a flapjack into a big kick. Both these men going counter for counter. Both these men exchanging lariats. And then Juice Robinson literally has Kenta set up in the corner. Goes off for the cannonball. And then we just get ridiculous headbutts. What the hell are they thinking? Followed by missile dropkick. This is where Kenta just really just destroyed Juice Robinson for a good part of the match. And then, of course, that shotgun basement dropkick. Vince's Kenta, literally from halfway across the ring, gets that air and just plants his feet in Juice Robinson's face. And followed by that, hard double stomp. I thought he knocked the wind out of his lungs and was going to win here. Not quite enough. Moving on from there, draping DDT by Kenta, but Juice Robinson, he finally gets some momentum with a wicked Uranagi. And then we get another forearm exchange. These two are just literally wailing into each other. Spinning back elbow strike and then a lariat fall combination, though, into a long blower gave Juice Robinson a little more momentum, and then it looked like Juice was trying to take it to another level. When Taiji takes the pants off, that's what you think. Well, I guess in Juice's case, with that white tank top, straps down, now we gotta get serious. He tries to pull off that left-handed god. Doesn't happen, as Kenta literally knocks him out again, it seems, with those ridiculous overhand palm strikes. Similar to the way I remember when he used to face Bobby Roode in a past life, but I digress. Anyway, both these men, they were counter for counter in the finishers as Kenta went for the GTS, but he just couldn't get the strength with his back from all the work from earlier. And Juice Robinson goes for Pulp Friction. That doesn't work at first, but then finally, he pops off that left hand of God after screaming Kenta's name and pulls off Pulp Friction, and Juice Robinson beats Kenta in a very competitive match. This match went a good 17 minutes, according to NJPW1972.com. Big win for Juice Robinson, as now he's a block leader with 4 points. Kenta's first loss. And what happened subtly, like I thought, after the match, Juice Robinson, he points towards that little red briefcase. Folks, this is just a possibility. We might be getting Juice Robinson versus Jon Moxley again for the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship. And honestly, it might be Juice's moment. But for now, let's focus on the G1. He has a very strong run going for him. Kenta, he's going to have to figure out a way to bounce back. And also, I wonder how well his arm's holding up, too. Because not only did Goto add further damage to it from the last match, and maybe Juice Robinson didn't necessarily target that during this, but you got to imagine that's going to be a target going forward for competitors for this entire thing. But kudos to Juice Robinson. Big win. All right. And as Chris John says, everyone needs Juice to love. I mean, Juice Robinson, he definitely changes the vibe of the show. I mean, from his music, one of my favorite themes, to just his overall style, literally. He brings the atmosphere up to everybody, including commentary. All right. Moving on from there, we go into Evil versus Yoshihashi. And this match was everything you would expect, with Evil heavily relying on heelish antics and also Deek Togo in his corner. Again, that's going to be the pace we're going to see throughout this G1 when it comes to Evil's run. Anyway, pre-match attack, literally, but Yoshihashi, I feel like he planned for this before because he took an extra long time with his entrance as Evil waited sitting in a steel chair. When Yoshihashi approached the ring, not only did Togo try to get the best of him and failed, but that bow staff that Yoshihashi has, he got the best of both Evil and Yoshihashi before the bell as Evil tried to go after him with his steel chair. So kudos to him. So the match slowly was in favor of Yoshihashi in the early going. Togo, he does come into play as a distraction, and this is where Evil takes the match to the outside of the ring and really puts the match to his favor, working on the lower back of Yoshihashi, starting with a suplex on a pit of chairs on the floor. Ouch. And then, of course, eventually, or maybe it was already done during this point, I don't remember. Of course, in an Evil match, you're going to have an exposed turnbuckle corner, because why not? And he used that heavily here, working more on the back with hard Irish whips to the exposed turnbuckles by Evil to Yoshihashi. He then goes for 3 quick near falls, back to back to back. 2 counts, got a little annoyed. He thought he was going to put away Yoshihashi right there. But the way lately that an Evil match works, Evil Bullet Club wise, is really his opponent carries the match and really shows you okay, this guy, he's not going to put everything into it. He thinks that I'm, not that big of a threat or a challenge. I'm going to prove you wrong. And Yoshihashi definitely did that in this match. I was extremely impressed. As we continue, there was a drop kick and then a ridiculous superplex. Ouch. Again, hurting Yoshihashi's back. Goes for darkness, falls, hits it. Not quite enough. Lariat though, and nearly wins following that. Able to not win yet. And then a butterfly lock for an extended period of time as Togo tried to break it up. And then once again back in the butterfly lock. And literally it looks like Evil is this close to tapping out, but he does not. He survives. Togo comes back into play. Then we get a backstabber. And then we're right back into the butterfly lock for an extended period of time as Evil does everything he can to try and get out of it, including picking the ear of Yoshihashi. That wasn't enough. And then combination butterfly lock into, I think, like a key lock or hammer lock with one of his arms behind Evil's back. And again, Evil just touching the ropes with his foot. He survives, but I cannot believe he didn't tap out to this. Damn it. Rope break, and then he goes first for the low blow. That gets denied. Again, Yoshihashi knows Evil very well, especially Evil's antics now. Another lariat drops Evil in his place, and then a snap sleeper suplex. Very good combination by Yoshihashi, followed by a swanton. I thought he was going to win it here, but not quite enough. And then Dick Togo, he does come back into play and then applies a chair to the back behind the rest back to Yoshihashi. And then we get that choke, that little weird choker device he has. Looks like he's going to choke out Yoshihashi. Yoshihashi somehow, he refuses to fall to that, and he gets the better of Dick Togo there and takes him out. Well done. And then we get a follow-up lariat combination by Yoshihashi. Things seem to be going into his favor, but Evil then he literally crawls towards the ref, puts the ref in the corner, and as Yoshihashi goes for Evil, dreaded low blow, and then everything is evil, and Evil freaking wins. Damn it. What an incredible effort, though, by Yoshihashi. He definitely carried more of this match. And again, this match went about 17 minutes. These B-block matches really are going the distance, surprising to me. But unfortunately, Yoshihashi, he is still goose egg with 0 points, while Evil now is on the board with 2 points. You gotta imagine, though, with how much he utilized Dick Togo, they're gonna rethink this and go even heavier in their next bout, which I believe is Monday or Tuesday next week. I'll have to double check the schedule. But hey, Yoshihashi, it's been a trailblazing year for him. This was an amazing effort for his return into the G1 after a few years of being out of it. And I do hope for a big time win for him. But unfortunately, it wasn't against Evil. And I'm sure many people were disappointed in that because I feel like when it comes to Bullet Club, there's always been favoritism. I don't think Evil is a favorite among the Bullet Club fan base. Just saying. But then again, what do I know, right? I'm just a fan. Anyway, really good match, though, and really enjoyed it. Then we go into our main event as double champion Tetsuya Naito took on submissions master Zack Sabre Jr. Okay, well, this match was absolutely insane and probably my favorite match so far in the G1 because it literally almost went to a draw. The two men started out slow, subtly trying to get each other, move for move, counter for counter, and ground one another. At first, it was even trying for a test of strength, and it was a stalemate. Followed by a couple of exchanged lockups, and then Zack Sabre Jr., he finally goes to the outside of the ring, first courtesy of Naito. Naito looks like he's going to do it for that suicide dive, but we all know what Naito does. Tranquilo. And of course, Zack Sabre Jr., he saw that right away, went for a quick near fall, nearly had him right there. And then two wicked neck cranks back to back to Tetsuya Naito's neck. Ouch. Zack Sabre Jr. locks up Naito in a unique pitting combination. Puma Blanca, apparently, according to Chris Charlton, which apparently got him his first G1 in 2013. That's a little bit of an interesting fact for you. If y'all don't follow Chris Charlton and you want to watch and enjoy New Japan Pro Wrestling live, but you might not connect with Japanese commentary, but for me there's a language barrier, please follow Chris Charlton on Twitter. He gives you live, point-by-point coverage. And he seems like a fun dude. And he definitely knows his stuff. Seems like a historian to me. Anyway, as this match continues, Naito gets a neck breaker in play and gets the better of Zack Sabre Jr., but Zack Sabre Jr. gets a clever escape out of a submission. Almost looked like a triangle Naito was going for at one point. And then satellite DDT follow-up into a triangle. Very effective move. Followed by Zack Sabre Jr., he sweeps the legs, and then we get a neck breaker from the apron. Ouch. And then stiff elbows to the side of the head and neck from Tetsuya Naito. Literally working Zack Sabre Jr. ground and pound action. followed by another satellite DDT. Zack Sabre Jr., he then escapes another submission. It looked like Naito was going for a triangle hold here for a good portion of the match, basically playing the Zack Sabre Jr.'s game. I'm surprised he didn't go after Gloria at one point. But in the end, Zack Sabre Jr., he knows how to withstand and seems to know how to escape every submission hold. And he does. And then finally puts an output stretch on Tetsuya Naito dead in the middle of the ring. And I think it was pretty close to the 20-minute mark. As we continue this action, he finally grounds Tetsuya Naito into a ground octopus. But again, Tetsuya Naito, he withstands the pain. This match was truly a test of technical wrestling and endurance for both men. Gets to the rope, the match continues, and following this, Destino attempt. Nope, didn't work. Zack Driver, so close, not quite. I can't believe that didn't work. Following this, we get some incredible near pinfall combination, including a double leg Nelson European clutch, and I think the other one was called a Japanese clutch. As the clock counts down, we literally hear 25 minutes. I'm like, this is crazy. This could go to a draw. As both of these men continue to just run into each other. Oi! And literally Tetsuya Naito pulls off another Destino. Not quite all of it, and doesn't quite go for the pinning combination. And literally at the 2.5 minute mark, right then and there, one last Destino, and this physical war and chess game is over. And Tetsuya Naito, he picked up the win in quite a classic bout. 1, 2, 3. And continues his unblemished ways towards defining his own destino for Wrestle Kingdom. Now that he has 4 points, Zack Sabre Jr. stays at 2. I really enjoyed this match and how much Tetsuya Naito basically played Zack Sabre Jr.'s game and kind of kept up with it too. I did not think this match was going to go that far, but I must say, among the main events, you think about each main event that's happened so far, this one topped it, and it nearly went to a draw. It makes me wonder if A Block can top that, because there always seems to be that little war between, which block's going to have the better matches, A Block or B Block. Now, personally, if you ask me so far, when I look at everything that's happened, I think I've liked more B Block matches overall than A Block. And that's saying something considering the A Block is mostly an All-Stars block. But then again, Tanahashi's in the B Block too, so. What are you going to do? Anyway, following this, you know what happens. Tetsuya Naito closes us out. Buenas noches, Sapporo! And basically, I'm going to read off the translations for you from Chris Charlton. Yesterday was A Block. Tonight, B Block. How have you liked New Japan Pro Wrestling and the G1? We were supposed to be in Sapporo in July, but COVID meant it was canceled. Our first Hokkaido tour in 7 years. Canceled. Boo. I thought I wouldn't be able to show you guys Tetsuya Naito's pro wrestling, but I'm so happy I was able to wrestle in front of all you tonight. Gracias, amigos. And of course, we get the send-off call for Los Ingobernables de Japón. And then that's it. And we go backstage. The G1 continues into the finals October 18th, so until the final result is rendered, tranquilo and enjoy. So let's end the traditional way. You can't yell, but I'll call it out in your hearts until I see you next in Sapporo. One last comment for backstage. This B Block, from the start, Zack's name kept out at me. He's a tough guy, hard to wrestle, but I cleared that little mountain. The right result, but he's tough. I think that right there just tells you enough. Zack Sabre Jr. has earned Naito's respect. I think that's very big. This has been a very interesting year for both LIJ and Suzuki-gun. More so, I think Suzuki-gun. Next is Goto. I hear he beat Sonata, right? Sometimes miracles happen, I guess. But they don't happen twice in a row. You made it happen tonight, but I'm afraid Corrigan's result will be more predictable. Then on to Nagoya and Sonata. I don't know about you, but I honestly cannot wait for Tetsuya Naito versus Sonata. That is going to be my game-changing match right there for the B Block, in my opinion. And Chris Charlton with one last little fact for us. The last 3 G1s have started with the IWGP champion going 6-0 up in their first matches. That's true when you consider Kazuchika Okada almost ran the block last year, and Kenny Omega, he did that also during one of his runs. I don't remember which one, though. Actually, Okada's done it twice, because again, Okada's been like a star player in the G1. Not so much this year. Really weird when you think about it. Naito is on his way and already avoided the opening match champion trap that Okada fell into in 2016, and AJ did in 2014. I don't know about y'all, but I wish AJ Styles would go back to New Japan Pro Wrestling for one more match. I don't know necessarily against who. Anyway, that concludes B block action. So kudos to all the winners tonight. And again, it was a really good showing. And our current scores for B block stands as follows. Hiroshi Tanahashi, 0. I can't believe I just said that. Juice Robinson, block leader with 4. Hiroki Goto with 2. Toriano, block leader with 4. Yoshihashi, 0. Tetsuya Naito, block leader and double champ with 4. Defining his own destino. We'll see how far he goes. Sonata, 0. I can't believe that. Zack Sabre Jr. with 2. Kento with 2. And Evil with, oh, that's not right. No, someone needs to fix that. I wonder, actually, if people don't like the fact that Evil actually has 2 points. Because if you actually go to NJPW 1972, the freaking card, it says 0. That's pretty funny. But we all know Eva has 2. Boo. All right, so moving on from there, we now have a little bit of reprieve, ladies and gentlemen. But this G1, it's still very young, and we still have a ton of action to go. So let's go ahead and look at the next day. Day 5 of action, back in the A block. So here we go. Our opening bout will be Yota Tsuji versus Gabriel Kidd. Gabriel Kidd picking up his first victory ever as a singles young lion during this tour. Can he continue that momentum with that new double arm finisher as he takes on Yota Tsuji right now, who's pretty much leading this tour with 2 wins. And again, singles record, Gabriel Kidd has yet to beat Yota Tsuji. Can he beat Yota Tsuji and Uyo Yamera back to back? I don't know, because I look at these 3 and I keep thinking that Yota Tsuji is going to win it all. But Gabriel Kidd, he's trying to prove a point to both these guys and also represent his dojo. So I'm actually going to go out on a whim here and say that Gabriel Kidd picks up the win. And we'll see what happens. Moving on from there, we go into G1 Climax action as the Holy Emperor. Taiji, he takes on Tokyo Pimp, Yujiro Takahashi. And again, Taiji is a block leader, 4 points, while Yujiro still has 0. Their overall singles record is 2-1, though, in Taiji's favor. Now, considering what we're looking at through this G1, Taiji should be, I feel like now, people's sleeper picks in the A block. But Yujiro, not to count him out, he might pull off a win here, but I don't see it happening. I sense this is going to be a very quick match, and I don't think Taiji's even going to take the pants off. I'm going with Taiji for the win here, Black Mephisto. And I'm not just saying that because Taiji is my block pick to win. There, I said it. This should be a pretty good match. But this is going to be a wild affair because it's the first time ever in New Japan Pro Wrestling singles meeting. As Jeff Cobb, with 2 points, takes on Minoru Suzuki, the never openweight champion, with also 2 points. Now, knowing that the King is furious probably after his last loss to one of his own members in Suzuki-gun, but I'm sure there's still a hint of respect, and Jeff Cobb, who is a former never openweight champion, I feel there's pressure on both. But with that being said, Jeff Cobb, he's been surprising. He got past Shingo Takagi for his first 2 points. But can he get past the King? And will the King actually let this happen? And could we see Jeff Cobb versus Minoru Suzuki for the never openweight title? Because again, Jeff Cobb is a former never openweight champion. It's hard to really dictate what you think might happen when you haven't seen these two face each other one-on-one. But it's also hard to bet against the king of professional wrestling, and that is Minoru Suzuki, in my opinion. So, with that being said, and good grief, could he pull off the God-style power driver on Jeff Cobb? I'm actually going to go with the King, Minoru Suzuki. Asaninare, for the win on this one. I feel that he might put him to sleep and then surprisingly pull off the God-style power driver, really showing his future opponents, don't take me lightly. Because I feel like people might be taking the King lightly, especially when he already talked about, don't think about me for my age and how long I've been in here, especially when that was compared to him and Yuji Nagata, who, might I add, is not involved at all during this tour. So, yeah, the King for the win. All right. Now we're getting into some great stuff here. You know one of my all-time favorites is the Stone Pitbull Tomohiro Ishii, and he's always been one of my top-tier favorite performers in G1 Climax. And now he takes on Golden Star Kota Ibushi. Oh, shit. Kota Ibushi, who is 2 points, while Tomohiro Ishii is 0. And their singles record is 2-1 in Ibushi's favor, but G1 record is 2-0 in Ibushi's favor. Ibushi, who claims that he will become God with capital G, that got deflated immediately after Jay White Blade Runner his neck, Jesus, into the match after countering a Kamagoye. And then you have Tomohiro Ishii, who is a guy that just wants you to hit him as hard as you can, but will not go down so easily. I feel like that Kota Ibushi's going to need that fluke stake to really put a dent into Tomohiro Ishii. And I just can't see Tomohiro Ishii going 3 straight matches in a row without any points. This is going to be an interesting match, and I can sense it could be a longer one too than the other two that I just discussed. But with that being said, thinking about both men's idealisms and thinking about what could be next for both men and the fact that Tomohiro Ishii versus Jay White's also come too, and that could be a huge decider going forward in the G1 if you think about what could happen towards the end. Oh boy, I'm going to say that this is tough because I want Kota Ibushi to do well here, but Tomohiro Ishii, man. Come on, Tomohiro Ishii versus Tetsuya Naito. Do you not remember the history these two had back in the early 2010s? I mean, heck, Tomohiro Ishii took on Tetsuya Naito for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, okay? Just saying. I'm going to go with the Stone Pit Bull here because he's one competitor that I don't see going a Jay White 2019 run with 3 losses in a row and then multiple wins going forward. Now, with that being said, do I consider Tomohiro Ishii one of my picks to win the block? No. But I don't consider him goose-egging it during most of it either. And Kota Ibushi, he had his chance, and nobody has yet to win G1 Climax 2 consecutive years in a row. And I don't think it's going to happen this time, folks. Sorry. So with that, I'm going with Stone Pit Bull Tomohiro Ishii. I can't wait when my silhouette show arrives. Our next match is a rematch from last year's Best of the Super Juniors finale. That was one of the best matches of 2019, analyzed by Wrestling Observer. Will Ospreay, and I know people are reluctant because of stuff, but people, let's not think that heavily on it. Let's try and enjoy this match, and then go for your pick to win. Will Ospreay, who is 4 points, takes on Shingo Takagi, who is 0. Now, of course, when these two formerly met, literally that was their only one-on-one encounter, and Ospreay won. But it took over 30 minutes. Now both these men, they are no longer junior heavyweights. They meet now in a heavyweight clash. How much has both these men evolved, not just from a weight size, but also from in-ring experience? And again, Shingo Takagi right now, he's goose egg. And you would think at this point, Shingo Takagi, he would be one of your key picks, you would think, driving towards this block as a block leader. Right now, though, Will Ospreay, he does seem unstoppable and feels that he is. And could this be the first time that a British heavyweight champion from the UK wins the G1? Could this be the first time that a Brit wins the G1? With that being said, this match is going to be extremely fast, intense, and interesting. And I feel like right now, Shingo Takagi needs some redemption, needs to build momentum. He has been on the downside since losing the number weight title to Minoru Suzuki back at Jingu Stadium. So, my pick, and I'm going to say this goes near the time limit, even though it's not the main event, my pick is Rampage Dragon Shingo Takagi for the win. And that's all I have to say about that. And honestly, this could be the leading match right now for the G1, if this goes the distance. But we'll have to wait and see. Which leads us to our main event, as Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada, he takes on Jay White. Kazuchika Okada's got 2 points. Jay White's a block leader, though, with 4 points. Their overall singles record is 2-1 in White's favor when Jay White beat Kazuchika Okada, not only at Wrestle Kingdom, as you'll remember, last year in 2019, but also he has been in previously in a G1 after Okada had a rough fallout with Kenny Omega and losing the heavyweight championship. But again, Okada, he's not purple hair. He doesn't have the Scooby-Doo or the redub theme, but it seems like he's not putting in all of himself towards this. And you wonder how much Jay White's going to pick and prod the man to do all that, or mock him for not doing all that. And you know Gail's going to be in this corner. And I'm sure Gail's revenge is still heavily on Gail's mind. And right now, I'm sure many people think Jay White is a clear pick to take this block this year. And I don't think they're just saying that because he said that either. That's how much many people believe in Jay White. So, do you breathe with a switchblade, or is this the time where it finally happens? Does Okada make it rain? Do we see the Rainmaker? Because again, all he's been winning by is Cobra Clutch. But in my opinion, you try the Cobra Clutch against a Blade Runner, Blade Runner's going to take you out. So, who do you go with here? Do you go with Jay White or do you go with Okada? That is the question. Oh boy. This is one of the hardest matches so far this G1 to call. Who am I kidding? This thing is so unpredictable. My bracket's totally busted. I'm just going to keep telling y'all the same thing every video by the end of it. Taiji vs. Sonata is my finale setup. Taiji to win the whole thing. But with that being said, as far as this match goes, what do I see happening? Do I see Okada dropping another loss and JY basically complete opposite of last year, going 3 straight? Or do I see Okada picking up the win here over Jay White, probably infuriating people, but bringing back the Rainmaker? What do I want more? Jay White victory? Rainmaker return. I want to see a Rainmaker return. I want to see the Okada that was the top tier guy, that gave me the pose, that really drew us in, that wanted to be the top guy and have the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. So what if it's 2 titles? You can probably friggin' change it if you actually win it. Put some more effort into this, man. I just don't think he's putting everything into it, and it's weird to me. So as much as I would love to see a Shaka in Corrigan, I'm sure for some people it would be, and Jay White going 3-0, I don't think it's going to happen. I'm actually going with Okada for the win here because, in my opinion, if Jay White beats Okada, you might as well just call Okada out of this freaking thing, period. So that's all I got to say about that. And that, of course, will be this Sunday, September 27th. But again, we have some time to rest. You have some time to think on this. You have some time to put in your picks on Twitter. And you have some time to wonder, did I pick the wrong picks in my G1 or Joy 1 Climax thing if I did with WrestleJoy? Because I'll tell you right now, I did heavily. Keep up the great work, Cindy and Mark. Hey, Amy, I'm tired of you. But again, folks, next day of G1 Climax action, September 27th. That is this Sunday. 12 a.m. Pacific time, midnight. 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 a.m. British Standard Time. We got some great matches ahead, and again, we'll see if the A block can surpass what the B block brought us today. But only time will tell. With that being said, that's all I have to say for now. So I'm done here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. You want to know more about me? Know this. I'm just a simple man and a lifelong fan of ... wrestling. So follow me Twitter, Instagram, or even on PlayStation. Adam Foster 1916. Keep following the Simple YouTube channel here at youtube.com//Noah Foster210 for all things wrestling. Shout out to my ATW family on Twitter. Thank you to everybody that's been with me on this fun YouTuber creators journey. All 162 of you. It's not letting up anytime soon. I'm officially 1 month away from my 2-year anniversary as a YouTuber, so stay tuned for a special Simple stream regarding that. Upcoming content is a Simple Chat, of course, tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I answer your questions and interact with you, the fans, and the good, wonderful people I've come to know across this world, YouTube and beyond, as well as, of course, a big-time AEW Spark next week, where we look at everything that happened this week in All Elite Wrestling, and a pilot for a new series I'm going to start called The NXT Scene, giving you my intake, recaps, and reviews on both this week's episodes of NXT and NXT UK, and further content to come too. I plan to bring some more wrestling stuff and other possible stuff of variety to this YouTube channel. And if you all have any suggestions, please let me know. But with that being said, you want to know more about me, you know what I'm about. It's in the description down below. Support No DQ, support WrestleJoy, support Presence. That's the heart of it, folks. And as always, I'd like to close. Support your wrestling outlets, big and small, and let's keep growing this incredible, diverse, unique, elite, authentic, unscripted, unrestricted wrestling community together. Simple as that. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. Hit the bell, know the next video goes live on this channel. Hit the subscribe button, help me keep growing this channel. Let's keep growing this wrestling community together and reaching out to one another and just having fun. So please, take care, enjoy live. Tomorrow's never guaranteed. Trust your families. Enjoy wrestling. Find some promotion, company, person, friend, or enemy, foe. I don't judge you. Whatever you wish to pursue. Please stay safe. Please take care of your loved ones too. Be aware of everyone and everything around you. Wash your hands thoroughly. Wear a mask over your face and nose. You're not 100% protected, but it's better to be 99% protected. We will get through this pandemic together. Nothing is permanent. This is only temporary. And until the next video, I just hope you all, as I close this at 24 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, have a wonderful night. Kokigenyo, sayonara.